Today we bring you two different solutions for them cold areas around your home. First we have the £8 Beldray 500 watt compact wall heater, and secondly we have the more conventional £10 Beldray 1200 watt halogen heater, both coming in just below that $12 mark. They could possibly be a good solution for easy and portable heating in homes, garages, holiday homes, caravans, box rooms and even sheds. Although what you're doing sat in a shed is beside me. So yes, if you have a limited amount of radiators in your home, or in fact if you've got those overnight storage heaters that basically turn on at night and release the heat during the day, and say for example you forgot to turn them on, well these Beldray heaters could most possibly be a good short-term solution. In box 1, which is the Beldray 500 watt plug-in heater, it comes very well packaged. There's a detailed instruction manual and basically the heater itself. So first things first, to the rear we have the air intake. This heater can be plugged into an outlet vertically or horizontally by simply pushing and holding that spring-loaded button and twisting the plug to the right. The whole unit feels solid, it's well designed, with black matte plastic to the rear, that gloss white plastic to the front, with a ceramic element inside, allowing the heat to be fanned out and dispersed with a protective grille to the front. This heater is fitted with a thermal safety cutout device built in to prevent it from overheating, and once it is plugged in, you can set that heat from between 15 and 30 Celsius, accessed via those front physical control buttons to the top. Pressing minus to reduce the heat, pressing the plus button to increase that heat, and pressing both together at the same time to switch between the two different fan speeds indicated on that central LED screen display. You do also have the power on, power off button and a timer button too, so this unit can be set to power on or off after a specific time, up to 12 hours in fact, and to the side there is a full power on off switch, which when pressed in the off position will cancel all those timers. We will be testing both of these heaters out during the course of the week, which you will see the results towards the end of this video, so stay tuned. But for now, on to the second heater. And wow, minimal protection for sure. Kinda mad considering that this heater has halogen bulbs, which are susceptible to breaking. Let's hope they're actually intact. So to the top we have the heating element. Let's move it to the side for now. We do have an oval base stand too, and a simple setup guide. These stand heaters are more conventional, pretty straightforward to set up, and to set this up simply insert the plug and cable through the centre of the base stand, clipping the wire securely into place and then going on to unscrew those retaining screws to the bottom of the heating element. Place the hole on the oval stand over the circular base on the bottom of the heating element, securing it by reattaching those retaining screws. Now at the bottom you do have this safety shut-off switch that once this Beldray heater is plugged in and maybe accidentally knocked over, well it will automatically shut off. And with regards to the comparison to that much smaller 500 watt heater, this one does feel rather fragile. As mentioned, the heat is emitted by those halogen bulbs inside, again protected by this mesh grille to the front, and we have these basic settings to the top, like the 3 individual 400 watt power buttons. You can have all 3 on at once, outputting 1.2 kilowatts. Or if you choose, you can direct the heat from the top, middle or bottom. What's a hotspot not? Alright then. Next to those buttons you do also have that auto rotate button, which when activated, this heater will rotate the heat around the room evenly. And as mentioned, because these bulbs are susceptible to breaking, you can simply replace them, which I will leave a link for that how-to video in that video description down below. Okay, so I've been using both of these heaters for a few days now, and let me tell you, first of all, the Beldray wall heater. It does take a little under a minute to fully heat up to maximum temperature, and you know what, it is surprisingly hot for such a small unit. However, what's noticeable right from the start is that fan is kind of noisy, and that didn't change after lowering that fan speed. So if you're watching TV for example, it may not be a good choice for a living room, but rather an office or a small box room which is around 4 meters squared. What is also noticeable is that you do get a mild plasticky smell. I mean, okay, it does look kind of modern. It is quite futuristic looking in fact. And I've got to admit, I did use these while I was editing to keep my feet warm under the desk. And one thing I would say is a good aspect of this heater is that after turning it off, using that front power button, a 60-second countdown will begin. Turning it off, then allowing you to manually handle the unit to unplug it should you wish. Now the second 1200 watt unit, well, it takes under 30 seconds to warm up. With one section powered on, it didn't feel terribly warm. Obviously, with two sections on, it is a bit better, but to be honest, with all three 400 watt sections on, it was quite, well, underwhelming. I was surprised that it wasn't as warm as what I thought it would be. It's certainly not going to warm your toes up from meters away, unless you're real close up, and what's more annoying is the sight distraction due to the super brightness of those halogen bulbs. It definitely doesn't warm a living space up to a great extent, and it certainly isn't better than a convector heater, say like the DAEWOO 400 watt convector heater. So yeah, two different Beldray heaters for different uses. The plug-in 500 watt heater offered a little more of a safer, portable option, while the Beldray 1200 watt stand heater only really offers a little more heat within an average size room. Both had distractions such as the fan noise on the small 500 watt heater and the bright lights from those halogen bulbs on the 1200 watt heater. That over time, both did become kind of annoying. So on one hand, if I was to rate the 500 wall heater out of my usual rating out of 10, I'd simply give it a 5, yeah, while I'd only give a 3 out of 10 for the Beldray 1200 watt stand heater, because overall I feel a convector heater in comparison is warmer and more silent. But bearing in mind guys, that all of these heaters will weigh heavily within regards to your electricity bills over long stints of using them. Anyway guys, I hope this review helped today. Please go ahead and smash the like button, please subscribe, I very much appreciate it, and bear in mind to hit that bell notification option so you guys stay updated on my new uploads. I hope to see you guys real soon, and well, stay safe, stay cool, and peace!